Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today we have a conversation regarding the situation with the crypto pumping. I just follow Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm assuming the entire market of all the other 10 billion other little tiny coins that most are probably scams. But anyways, we are seeing a direct correlation between the money flowing back to crypto and Magic the Gathering as the risk-on attitude, and everybody's taking additional risks. I almost want to call it, it's starting to feel almost like a, how do I say this? Like a mini 2020, mini 2021 boom. There's a mini, nowhere near the power of the exploded bubble before, but there is an uptick across the board. The reason I wanted to report this to you all is in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have accepted more crypto transactions for sealed Magic product and even Pokemon and even Weiss and even a lot of crypto payments for Flesh and Blood on the heavy hitters. And even when I ran the One Piece sale a month or so ago, there's been a substantial uptick for crypto payments and people paying me in crypto because we take, I essentially take Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. And there is definitely a correlation here. To give you guys an idea, a busy crypto sale launch for me would be maybe 20, 30 transactions of patrons and you all paying me in Bitcoin to get a case of booster boxes or a master case of 24 Ravnica collectors, or and obviously coming up in a couple days here we have the Fallout Commander launching, and I'm on the books for thousands of those Commander sets. Oh my god, it's like those things are only like 110 or 120 a pallet. Oh my god, it's like 25 pallets. It's gonna be a nightmare. So I have now seen an uptick from that 20, 30, 40 range of crypto payments on kind of big launches. In the last few weeks, it's been like 50 to 100, even peaking on one day of over 100 crypto transactions just from patrons and supporters like you all out there. That's I haven't had that volume of people paying. And the kicker is too, over half of those are just USDC, just stablecoin. Now, what I assume is happening is many people are either locking in gains from Ethereum or Bitcoin or maybe some altcoin or some small thing, and they're locking in and then they're taking their USDC and they're paying me and buying Magic cards. I have not sold any vintage stuff or anything, but other stores and patrons and you all have contacted me saying that even the buy list for revised dual lands is upticked again, another $10 to $25 a piece, with Volcanics, Underground Seas, kind of leading the way, the blue dual lands. And even some of the Arabian Nights Antiquities, the Four Horsemen cards that have not shown any uptick at all. We finally have a couple of those cards kind of bouncing an extra 10% off the previous lows from a month or two ago. So nothing dramatic in the old world big money moving, but across the board we continue to see all new Magic, all new Pokemon, all new Weiss, obviously One Piece, be careful. Disney Lorcana is still extremely popular, but prices are very stable and healthy, which is looking a lot better now. And yeah, even Flesh and Blood with their most recent heavy hitter set this looks like we have the most successful Flesh and Blood set we've had, I think, since Dynasty. Definitely more successful than Bright Lights, duh. Heavy Hitters is definitely more successful than Outsiders. It almost feels like maybe almost like Uprising Dynasty. The first kind of two at the beginning of Fab 2.0, that transition. Heavy Hitters has been incredibly successful. And supply does feel a lot tighter and more normal in the U.S., which is also helping stabilize and increase the single cards in the secondary market, especially those Chase Heroes and Marvels and even a lot of the Majestics and things that are being demanded for. So my point is, I just want everybody to be aware. I don't know if this Bitcoin crypto rally is going to continue. I have no clue. Anyone who knows the direction of crypto, Bitcoin, or the stock market, well, they're obviously trying to sell you a get-rich-quick thing, or they're just trying to get you to subscribe to something because nobody knows. And I don't know if Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000 and then crash. I don't know if it's going to go up to the halving and it's, buy the rumor, sell the news. And then once the news and the halving takes place, the next day it drops and resets or has a pullback or, a correction, or I don't know. I have no idea. I don't really care. Short-term price movements, just like I tell you guys, with the stock market following the S&P 500, the price of Bitcoin, the sealed boxes of Rudy, Karlov Manor, play boxes, they went from 120. They're 110 on TCG Player now. We're going to have these 10, 20% normal swings. In the grand scheme, when you zoom out and make the chart bigger, most people don't give a shit. And the people who obsessive over small 10% moves or anything, that's market noise. And those are usually people who are focused on the wrong things in life anyways. But I just wanted to tell everybody, just be careful, because the crypto thing is happening so fast, and the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum is moving up so quickly in such a short period of time. A lot of people say we're going to break the previous Bitcoin high. Wasn't the high like 69,000? Was it 69 giggity? Was it the high of Bitcoin? Let's just say it's 69. It does look like it's going to head towards that, cool off. Maybe it breaks it and goes to 70, 80, 100, or it crashes back. I have no clue. I'm sure the comment section will just be a love fest down below. But just be careful, everybody, because we're starting to see some FOMO. A lot of people are calling into brokerage firms. A lot of people are throwing money because they're chasing the Bitcoin run right now, or Ethereum, or whatever coin. They're chasing the crypto bull market. And a lot of people also who've made a lot of money, who've been holding for years, are locking in gains, and they're rolling it, cashing out, and of course, they're buying other things, paying in crypto. And that was the point of me telling you all this, is that it's been a really noticeable uptick of the amount of patrons and you all, the supporters of this channel, who've been buying new Magic and Pokemon from me, paying in mostly Bitcoin and USDC and Ethereum. It's been shocking. I haven't seen this volume of payments since 2021. And during that boom, I think the peak, mid 2021, it was about 50 to 100 crypto payments I would process like per weekend, of people buying either Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, or Magic. Those were kind of the big three. And actually even people were buying MetaZoo at that particular time, because everything would come out, just go straight up during that bubble period. And the amount of people paying in crypto was off the chart. So anyways, I just want everybody to be aware. I don't know how much of a follow through we're going to have with the Magic market, because there is definitely a very strong correlation between CCGs, the price of singles, vintage cards, modern cards, even new standard stuff. There's definitely a correlation between the value of crypto, the bull market versus bear market, and the impact on these card games. The correlation is, I'd almost want to say it's a 1-to-1 type beta, but I don't know the exact details. I haven't done the stats on it, but the correlation is very, 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 very parallel. It's very in line. And as with everything in life, as we learned in 2021, that by the time 2022 hit, or later in the year, it can also turn and change on a dime. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I would like everything to keep going up, as with most of you all, because a healthy market, and a market that moves in a healthy, positive direction, everybody wins. Players, their collections go up. Collectors, their collections are more proud of it. Investors, obviously they're investing and making money. Stores, all their inventory on their shelves, their back room. And of course, the evil basement people like me, all of our items and assets appreciate. Distribution has a bunch of products maybe from the past or years ago in the bubble market of 21. Everything reinflates. It creates a more stable market, and it kind of erases a lot of losses that maybe people were upside down on. And I think that's an overall positive thing. Now, at the same time, it could be some sort of bull trap, and we could have some huge 20-30% crash or pullback or correction that's really intense. And if that does happen, if we see Bitcoin, Ethereum drop 20, 30, 40%, like if Bitcoin goes from 60K and goes back to 50, back to 40, or, heaven forbid, back to 30, 20, or what was the low? What was the low a year ago? Like 16, 15, 16, 16K. Now, again, if we reset back and everything tanks that much and gets really bad again, and, exchanges collapse and the S&P starts really tanking, the Fed and interest rates and inflation, if things start getting messy again, their Magic and CCGs and Pokemon, or even One Piece, or all of it across the board, is going to be at risk of getting pounded. There's no way around it. You can't really hide anywhere. If the ocean water drops, all the ships, big and small, in the ocean are going to drop. We're all going to drop together, and we're all going to hold hands inappropriately. So that's my opinion. Just want to report the news on what's happening. And final comment to you all is just like I said, be careful. Historically, the real money is probably already been made on the way up to Bitcoin 60,000. The real money in Magic in the last 3 to 6 months, the amount of rebounds on so many sealed products and single cards has moved so substantially. We have garbage collector boxes, even like Crimson Vow collectors, Boulder's Gate collectors. We have even the weak collector boxes, Dominar United collectors, which still is crazy. But, a lot of these things have already moved 20, 30, 40, 50% up from their all-time lows in the crash. So a lot of the smart money has already been moved. A lot of the games have been captured. So moving forward, I would expect the percentage movement is not going to be as intense. It should be more stable. Again, the goal is always that 6 to 9% range. If Rudy can average a 7 to 8% a year, that's always been my personal goal. And I think you all should have the same personal goal of that 7, 8% a year as returns. Now, again, the market's too great. You have a double-digit year, that's great. But again, just, it can turn on you on a dime. So just be careful about that. That's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed the month of February as we wrap things out. And be aware, the next 45 days on this channel and the spoilers and the launches is going to be fucking crazy. So just to get everybody a little timeline, yes, we have markets booming. We have buy lists in Magic for vintage. We have sealed product recovering. You got S&P 500 at highs, Bitcoin moving at highs. And now on the schedule coming up on this channel, in items that Rudy's going to pump to your wife's boyfriend, we got Fallout Commander, Fallout Collector coming up in the next 5 days, okay? After that, we got this big Pokemon Temporals thing, which is supposed to be the first Pokemon with print run reductions. We'll talk about that more. We have some small whites releases, and of course, I'm going to reveal and start going into the final wave of Sorcery Beta and the infamous exclusive #2 promo card for the patrons and you all to reveal the craziness in the next few weeks as we start to prepare, get those slabbed and graded. Got to have the crew working overtime to make sure everything, because we have 2,000 of those to get ready and rocking and rolling. And then we got to get the 20-something pallets of product broken down, kits made. We got to have a massive, it's going to take probably about 5 to 10 people, probably 2-3 weeks just to get that up and running, launched, audited, kind of prepared and everything. And I can't wait to show you guys the promo, the final product. Can't wait to reveal the new special playmat. And of course, the original playmat that was reprinted, hopefully is showing up too with that in the next few weeks, so we can get those original playmats that went missing out to everybody on that spreadsheet. So I think that's it with that. And yes, we will eventually go back and talk about the next Magic sets after that, with going the Western themed with this Outlaws Magic set, which is quite an interesting thing, but it's already looking scary because most stores are under ordering it because of how bad Carlo Manor is, the play boxes, pre-orders on the new Magic set going for Outlaws later on. And we'll talk about that after the Fallout thing. Already looking very weak. A lot of fear and negativity already, because it's essentially every LGS is like, look, if it's not a Universes Beyond Lord of the Rings, a Fallout, an Assassin's Creed, a Final Fantasy, a Marvel, or a Modern Horizons, a standard Magic sets are trash. Look what happened to Carlo of Manor, right? So Wizards is going to be dealing with the penalty box of releasing Carlo of Manor and burning all of us. So because of that, everybody's ordering less of the next standard Magic set, and that is the penalty that a company pays for making mistakes and releasing a product that is either too weak, the market rejects, not creative enough, or simply put, if you keep raising the price and the market's pissed at you. So hope you all learned something today. Again, final conclusion for part 3 here to end the video, which means we're halfway through. Just be careful, because in times of euphoric, kind of euphoria to the moon, the Bitcoin thing has moved way faster than I had ever imagined. I am a very big holder in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything. Mostly, I've never actually gone out to buy it, but because I've accepted payments in Bitcoin and Ethereum now for almost 5 years, my cost basis is obviously very low. And I've been, I took Bitcoin payments when Bitcoin was in the 60s, and I took Bitcoin payments back when it was like 10, 15, and 18,000. So my cost basis is probably like 20,000 at this point in time. And yeah, I've made a substantial amount of money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I thought it was going to take another 5 years to really recover to where it is. I didn't expect it to happen so fast, and anything that moves that quick kind of scares me, the more parabolic moves versus that nice long-term growth. So we'll see what happens with it. Just be careful chasing returns, and I hope you all have a beautiful day out there. The month of March and April, you better buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be fucking crazy.